I graduated college in 2013 and I've been making student loan payments ever since. I recently calculated how much I've actually put towards my loans and it's over $60,000. But because the interest is so high, even though I've paid over $60,000 towards my debt, I still now owe more than when I started. To put into perspective, I have one loan that's for $114,000 at like 7% and I pay $900 a month for it. But because the interest is so high and the amount of the loan is so high, every time it comes time to make a payment again, that $900 is essentially back from interest and it's moving nowhere.
So that is Batty Brad on TikTok revealing perhaps a slightly more extreme version of what a lot of people experience, which is you can do everything you're supposed to do. Take out the loans that are necessary to go to the college that they tell you is necessary, to get the education they tell you is necessary, so that you can get a job and then find out that even if you make all of the payments that are requested of you, for years and years, you can end up just owing more. There is no lifetime cap on how much interest can be levied against a particular loan or anything like that. All of these are choices that our government made, which means that people like Batty Brad are 100% taken advantage of for massive amounts of money. 60 grand over 7 years and in a worse financial position than Brad was when he started. And so obviously, like student loan, the crisis is a big deal. And so we're gonna dive in a second into some of what people think should be done in regard to this crisis. But first, Brett, what's your quick reaction?
My quick reaction is like, this guy's an idiot. He should have been smart and been born rich.
That's true. Well, we'll send a message to Brad and see why he didn't do that. It seems like it would have been a better choice. Anyway, there's this poll that NPR and Ipsos did in regards to what people think is acceptable to deal with the crisis and what they don't. And there's some interesting stuff here. So they talked to over 1,000 Americans. They found slightly more than half of Americans support what has been reported to be Biden's likeliest path for giving up to $10,000 per person. But an overwhelming majority, including a majority of those with student loans, said the government should prioritize making college more affordable over forgiving existing student loans. I don't see why you couldn't do both. I feel like that meme has never been more appropriate. And if you were to cancel student loan debt, it wouldn't even make any sense to do it without also doing something about future costs. I kind of see the fact that these are being pitted against each other as an effort to stop anything from happening. But that said, support for giving up to $10,000 is at 55%. 84% of those with loans believe that it should be forgiven. Even for giving up to $50,000, 47% of the country. That's lots of people without loans believe up to 50 grand should be forgiven. Forgiving all of it, like at large, 41% think that should be the case. 68% of those with federal student loans. So there is a lot of support, even amongst people who don't have student loans, for at least some level of student loan debt cancellation. It might not be, overwhelming. It's not at universal background check levels. But even if it were, that's no guarantee that it would actually happen. And so we're left wondering what Biden is gonna do when he's finally gonna get around to making the announcement, while people like Batty Brad continue to rack up more and more debt.
Right? Yeah, in my opinion, the entire education system is messed up. And that's why I've joined with my friend Betsy DeVos to take what we've learned from what's wrong with the education system and double down on it by turning the by privatizing elementary schools so we can make those more expensive, and privatizing high schools and middle schools. That is their goal unless we stop them. They see that it's a problem and they'll raise it.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.